ᛗᚩᚾᚪᛋ᚞. Welcome to our regular Mourner's Dag post. I am ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋ᚞ᚪᚷ, Hayley Weirdman of Woden's Earth, the Ancestral Hall, coming here today in Wackersfield at the ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋ᚞ᚋᚆ. Drink ale. Oh, that's nice. Blackberry mead. It's the last of the three little bottles that you get. You get three in a pack from English Heritage, I believe. We got these ones for about 12-14 quid and they're nice little meads. Okay, I'll save a drop because I may need to wet my mouth. Excuse me, I'm unusually going to have to change my glasses because I can't possibly read in these. Okay, welcome to part 2 of Ragnarok versus the Overwar. Now, some of you who watch this video know me, may have even received at some point a PDF called the Overwar, an Anglo-Saxon version of the End of Days. Most people who watch these kind of videos already know what Ragnarok is, but not so much the Overwar. So before I go into the Overwar itself, I'm just going to explain, because last week I think I mentioned a word, the ᛗᚩᚾᚪᛋᚪᚋ, and when I first came across this word, it just rang inside me as it's being correct. So I'm just going to read you a little bit of an introduction from the book it comes from, and I'm going to show you what the book is, because if you don't own this book, especially as an Anglo-Saxon heathen, I highly recommend that you go and get a copy. The ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋ is the ancient tale of England, of the Anglo-Saxons. It is infinite and ongoing, encompassing all there is to know and tell, every song and every story, every hero and every villain, every god and every monster. It is the deepest lore and sleeps unseen with the rest. That's just the beginning of the introduction. It's just absolutely fantastic. So, Anglo-Saxon myths, the struggle for 7 kingdoms, Bryce Stratford. He's a modern day scop, and what he does is retell these tales. He says he's kept them some as accurate as possible, some is added to, some is kind of reinvented because there was so much missing. And it's like he says, that was the job of a scop, to actually take the old tales, make them your own and retell them. So when it came to the Overwar, that's exactly what I did. I gleaned the story from this book and then arranged it how I wanted, changed a few words. It's not massively changed because you can't change the story, yeah, but it's just the way what I wanted to tell it, I wanted to put forward. And that's the essence of scoppery, if that's a word. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, because I'm not familiar with this as Ragnarok, it takes a while to get new things into my head. So I have printed it out quite badly because my printer's quite ruined, and I'm literally going to read through the Overwar, the End of Days, from an Anglo-Saxon perspective. Okay, and then next week what I'm going to start doing is not ripping them apart. It's like I say, there's holes in that, there's holes in this. These are old stories, old tales, and you know, they have mythical beings to us in them. Like when you talk about dragons and monsters and stuff, most people don't believe in this stuff anymore. So it's kind of, a lot of people take it as tongue-in-cheek, but there's a lot more deeper lore, in my opinion, hidden within these stories. So it's like even Ragnarok, I don't think it's just about the last battle between good and evil. I've got my own ideas on it. That's the next video after this one. And that will kind of bring this little mini-series of 3, it looks like, videos then to an end, covering the Ragnarok and the Overwar. So, excuse me if I gag every now and then or mispronounce a word and have to re-say it. But this is the Overwar, written and arranged by myself, Werman Grenraven. Each must wear his weird the best he can and bend it where possible. Although weird was built with some flexibility, it cannot be broken. There is one cut to your weird, the final cut that ends your life on this earth. The day nears when all the gods will be sent to exile, forgotten by their devotees. The Glory Father and the sacrifice of the gods to gods will hail the return of Yngvi, and this will signal the end of their age. It will begin at the crack of doom. This day, all underworms will rejoin the worm, which will surge forth its course for the low earth, seeking to join the ranks of ᛗᚩᚾᚪᛋᚪᚋᚗᚋ. ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋᚪ will then betray all and let loose her dark forces into Middle Earth. Hellmouth will regrow, a fresh body and new limb, then vomit out his prisoners. The Overwar will rage. There will be no victory and no side can win. Brave Qiu knows of the strange and terrible monster who dwells on Middle Earth, a place that is both of water and land, surrounded by a mountain topped by a golden wall. For 3 times 30,000 years, this monster will be hidden and protected, nurtured by forces that are generations older than the gods themselves. The monster will wait until the time of man begins to wane like a dying moon. The seas will freeze, the monster will rise up and tear the links off its mighty chains. 4 human heads has the monster, none that face in the same direction, each head oblivious to the others and is focused only on itself. One searches, but ever mournful, the noises are wordless. Another laments, only words of sorrow and regretful memories. One sings wondrous music. The last is silent, yet some say it whispers to them. No head can see or hear the others, and believes itself to be the whole. The world grew complacent, and has long forgotten this danger. Now the seas are frozen, black trees grow, and the crack of doom sounds. The chains will strain and then break. Now the Vesa Mortis flies free. The twilight of the gods and man is at hand. All will listen and hear one of 4 voices and be influenced by it. Some will swear they only hear singing or an angelic voice. Some just hear ancient rage. Others will hear it lament woes and will be overcome with pity for him. The final faction will only hear whispered words. They will never reveal what is said. 4 factions will not be able to agree with or listen to each other's point of view. Each will twist and distort the other's words and lay accusations. Child will turn against its parent. Neighbour will fight neighbour. Sons are punished for the sins of their father's reputation. All loyalties are torn asunder. Nation, family and friendship are forgotten by the tribes of the ᛗᚩᚾᚪᚋᚗᚋ. It spreads its vulture-like wings from a body that is grey and whale-like. It has 4 legs. The rear resemble a lion with claws, and the front a griffin with talons. Until the Overwar is sounded, it spends its days restless, fighting its fetters, 8 eyes rolling in misery, claws and talons tearing great furrows into the earth. Tireless are its efforts to break free, to cause destruction and decay. Its time draws near. The bane of the gods and men is now unleashed. Death and hatred will rule the Overwar. no forgiveness or quarter shown. Discord will be rife, humiliation, shame and hurt will be the divisions of all that rule. The first to take action will be the great Lady Frigg. She will fare forth to hell. She will seek out Sir Hel, who is hiding, and they will both be killed in the fray. Efonfia will freeze, and Dini will fall still. Thunor will die, now as he slays the Rim, or worm. Chu will be eaten by Wagon at Hell's mouth, but in death he will kill Wagon from within. Woden did not die. He was lost in madness and wandered. Now a new age begins. From the ashes of hate rises a new world. New things unknown will live and grow. All that is new and all that grows after the Overwar from the corpses of the past is born from the knowledge gained from Woden's well of madness. This well of madness now becomes genius from the hard lessons learned. But none of this will be of our concern. Only Weird will ever really know the truth. Just going to let that sink in for a minute. Miles apart from the Ragnarok, but singing the same song. I like the idea that Woden doesn't die, of course. I've never understood why Woden would die. He wanders in madness. His madness becomes genius, and it is still Woden's genius that then is growing and prevalent beyond the end of days, beyond the Overwar, right? Which again totally takes it away from the Ragnarok version. It's hard to believe that our Saxon ancestors and our Norse ancestors came from the same place, just 250 years apart, something like that. And how much had changed? How much had changed? That these stories, it's not even like the Overwar sounds like it evolved into the Ragnarok. These are totally different stories. So how similar, or should we say, how different were our Saxon ancestors to our Norse ancestors? Maybe we should go further and further away, taking a step back from the Norse versions of the myths, and look at more of these older stories when we talk about Anglo-Saxon heathenry. I will never give up reading the Eddas. I will never stop carrying a version of Völuspar and Hvarmal around with me. It's in my work bag. I will never deny my ancestry with the Norse and the Norse gods. I've just evolved what I believe there was something before that brought England into being, that brought the English folk together. These were the stories that would have been told in the long houses in Saxon England on dark, cold winter's nights. That one would definitely put the kids to bed, terrified that they're moving in case the race of mortals came for them. And just imagine it. Right, I'm not going to bang on and on and on. See what you think of that. And like I say, the next video, what I'm going to start doing is, it might take 2 videos because I might have to, again, go back to Ragnarok and then come back to the Overwar, because I don't want to rush into one video to try and explain my thoughts about both, because they're very different on both, but there are some similarities there of what I believe the actual message is that's coming from these old tales. Yeah, so yeah, next week definitely Ragnarok, where I will lay some ideas out there for you of what I think is possibly happening in that tale, because I think it's a lot deeper than this so-called Twilight of the Gods as it's been come to be known. Well, if you've never heard the Overwar before, or if you had, I hope you enjoyed my rendition of it. Like I say, it's Scopper is quite new to me, so You know, and at the end of the day, I'm just here looking at myself in a camera, and it feels like I'm talking to myself. It's hard to appreciate that other people out there will watch this and listen to it. Drink ale, take care, stay safe in Woden's Keep.